Ladies and gentlemen, K Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. I hope you guys had a good day trading today. Today's Thursday. You know, with this lockdown, I never know if it's like Wednesday or Thursday. I think like on one of the videos on Monday or Tuesday, I was like, you guys have a great weekend or something like that. But it was during the week. I really can't tell the difference from Monday or Wednesday from Thursday. But yes, so the market is up. Market is up about 1.21% today on the S&P 500 here. So let's talk about what what the bulls have done today, what they have done well, and also there's something that bears have done that is not bad. It's not bad. So we got a couple of things going on here. We're gonna review all of those, bullish case and bearish case. First, foremost, I think the best thing, and if you watched my update video last night, we talked about gap that getting filled, right? When the gap gets filled, it's bullish, right? We talked about that, and we also went back and researched that real quick. Just, you can see that there was a big gap here. Just to reiterate from what we talked about last night, that result was reversal, right? And there was this gap down also. You see that there was a gap, pulled back, hung around there. The result was higher also. And also right here, you can see there was a gap, right? It wasn't as big, but there definitely was a gap, right? That gap got filled. Result was to the upside. And so that's kind of been, just pretty much throughout, since mid-April, we've been in this kind of very choppy, sideways, gappy, up and down shenanigan, sort of lethargic type of move. And it is kind of aggravating a lot of traders. I think mostly the sellers, because they've just witnessed this monstrous, this crazy, just 4, 5, 6, 7% gap down and 10% down day, limit down on the futures. They've just witnessed it in March. And then all of a sudden we get this, right? Pretty much throughout the last month or so. So bears are really aggravated because, I've been talking about how these kind of hanging around, looking at it like an overall picture, right? In the last month or so, hanging around, floating around, up and down, sideways type of move. That's how bulls operate, right? Because that's how bulls like to recover, right? They do things in a slow manner, but you notice how they're slowly getting it up, right? They've been faithfully, even though we've been in this lethargic environment, they've been slowly cultivating higher lows. And that has been the kind of the essence of what's going on in the overall picture, right? And bears are really sick and tired of this, right? The sellers are sick and tired that they just want to see some big, 4 or 5% down day. And every time it seems like bears going to get a little bit of momentum, it seems like bulls come back, right? Bulls come back and bring it right back up. And this is why what we talked about, I think today's Thursday. So Tuesday, I said it would have been better. Bears, they need to gap it down, trying to go after this gap here at 278 instead of filling it, because when the gap gets filled, it's going to provide a strong support. And buyers just gapped it up. Buyers just gapped it up today. Here's one thing there the bears have done well, despite the fact that market is up, which is 1.21% today, which is they made sure this gap remains open. It would have been better for the bulls to go up and fill it. It's been second time already. You can see that's the first time the bulls trying to get up, trying to fill. There's a big gap there, right? They filled the 80% of that gap, but was not able to fill it the entirety of it. And that from there, you saw that kind of a big selling pressure there. Bulls trying to gap it up, wasn't successful, hung around there. This was yesterday's price action, and then towards the end of the day, we puked, right? And then today, bulls brought it right back up because they found some momentum once the gap got filled, right? And then bulls tried one more time today to get up there, trying to fill that gap. And this is the second time they're doing this. And I tweeted out that earlier this afternoon. This was when when we're up here, when bulls were roaring, when bulls were soaring, right, during the midday. And I said, it's better if the buyers can either fill this gap or hang around here and gap it up. Well, we hung around there for a little bit, and then we threw that kind of a 3-hour reversal, evening star reversal candle there, and we saw follow through, and we're kind of far from this gap. So it will be difficult for the buyers to try to gap it up now. So we have 2 times that bulls have failed. And that's kind of a little bit of cautionary signal for the buyers. They have to get back up as soon as possible, trying to fill that gap and kill this momentum, right? And then maybe find support here, prior resistance and new support, and then continue to march, continue to level up so they can go to 290 area. If they stall here, bears can take advantage of that, trying to fill this gap. Now bears actually back at this gap, right? Because it's been a lot of gap up and down shenanigans pretty much throughout last several weeks. If bears still have chance to maybe gapping it down and make this into an island top. Maybe if they can gap it down, that would be the best way. They trying to bring it down again. They've already learned that they trying to bring it down, fill the gap. That's going to be bullish. So that's not going to work. They have to try to gap it down. So bears going to argue that we are at double top development. We don't know that yet until the neckline gets taken out, which is 284, 283. And in between, in the neckline, there's gap. This gap's a bullish gap. That's going to support the buyers. And there's a lot of supports in that vicinity because of the moving averages and the gap area. Bears must gap it down if they truly want to see this double top working and gap below 284, 283. What buyers going to argue at this point is we are cultivating inverted head and shoulders. Inverted head and shoulders, right? That's a left shoulder, that's a head, that's a right shoulder. Again, the neckline is here, but right above the neckline, we got the gap area. So that inverted head and shoulder isn't gonna be confirmed until buyers can reclaim 290, right? Must reclaim 290. I think once reclaim 290, pull back and continue higher, then we can go to the next level. Bulls can go to the next level, right? So we got inverted head and shoulders for the buyers. We got double top for the sellers, and we have a gap that bears have to worry about. We have the gap here that bulls need to worry about. Yesterday we talked about that we had a little bit about some short-term bearish momentum as far as trend is concerned, right? With the lower highs there. Remember we talked about that? Well, today, by buyers gapping it up, we actually killed that short-term downtrend. This is not a lower high. That's what you call equal high. So looking at this short-term sentiment, I can no longer say we're in a bearish sentiment because we no longer have lower highs. We developed potentially equal highs. So right now, we're kind of in a neutral zone in the short-term sentiment. This downtrend no longer valid, right? So again, bears have to move fast. The longer you let the bears let the bulls hang around, buyers going to bring it back up there. Let's zoom out here real quick. I think I spent a little too long, but they're Many things going on there. So keep in mind, we're still dealing with longer term higher lows and higher highs, right? Keep in mind that moving average, that long-term moving average is now rising. Sentiment, the long-term sentiment is slowly turning bullish because of this gap up. Bears must gap it down. Bears must try to kill that momentum as quickly as possible. Otherwise, bulls gonna go to the next level, right? Quickly here, let's look at the moving average. Not moving average, but the oscillator. I'll end the video with this. I'm trying to get it back over. So we talked about how we got to that level, right? There, and there, and there. We talked about how we kind of stopped short there, right? And those are a couple incidents that we did that. Right here, stopped short, got back up. And I have to say that it looks a lot like here, April 7th, because there was a gap here and gap got filled, we continued higher. So it's not telling us a whole lot as of today. This could vary so right now in a short-term sentiment, we're kind of moving sideways now. So this doesn't tell us a whole lot. It could either move higher if the buyers bring it up next couple days. Wait, we got one more day, right? Today's Thursday, so Friday. Or if sellers bring it down, it's gonna roll over. So we're kind of, this oscillator doesn't tell much as of today. Doesn't tell much as of today. So let's see how the market deals with this level. And we'll follow up tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna be doing extensive analysis in my the market update video that I do on a weekly basis on the weekends. So we will look at Spider. You know, we'll follow up on it, but these are the lists there for tomorrow, right? We got some of these lists there for tomorrow, so tune in for that. Probably it's gonna be after market close, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll go from there and we'll follow up tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful evening and good luck trading tomorrow.